used to go to Lamont Bentley crib on Sundays, and he used to have gang members over there. And it was these kids from New York called the Black Rose family. And these guys were 5%ers. And they were my peoples, my man Blaze. They were New York niggas. We had a whole New York crew, but we connected. And Lamont had his niggas from the hood. Lamont is from Milwaukee, but he was hanging with niggas from the hood. He had his hood niggas. And we used to go to Lamont Bentley crib on Sundays, and it was kind of like a church thing. Gang members, niggas, 5%ers, and we would build for hours, smoke weed, drinking, but niggas be talking about all types of real shit.
It's crazy, man, because I was just with Lamont, literally a week, maybe before he died. Ran into each other, I think, at the barber shop or something like that, and we're like, yo, what's good? We spending the day together. I ain't see you in a minute. So boom, I hop in with him. We ride all the way through LA, and we go to his house in the valley. We chopping it up. Everything's good. He's making these transitions because Lamont was a high energy person. Lamont was a real dude.
Wait, have y'all ever thought about where Lamont Bentley would be if he was still alive? He was everywhere and rising fast after the success of Moesha, only to be gone in a flash. And now Brandy is bringing major attention to it again. And she's always believed that it was never a clear-cut accident like the media tried to sell.
Hakeem, he's young. He's a 16-year-old, going to school kind of guy. He's real cool with Mo, because I guess they grew up together, yeah.
Say what you want about Brandy, but she's seen a lot of death coming from her time in Moesha. Bernie Mac, who played Uncle Bernie, suddenly passed away from pneumonia in 2008. Yvette Wilson passed from cervical cancer in 2012. And Merlin Santana, who played Ohaji, was shot dead in 2002 after being falsely accused by a teenager of hitting on her. And if y'all count the other guest appearances, like Whitney Houston, Sherman Hemsley, and Lou Myers, the count of unresolved death goes up even more. And when you think of how Lamont Bentley died, right at the point of turning his entire life around, this story gets even darker. He was just 31.
I went to the funeral, man. I went to the funeral, and I don't like funerals. I do not like funerals. I went to the funeral, and it was fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? To see your man laying in a casket, the whole Moesha cast, man, was there, man, it's fucked up.
Y'all will probably know Lamont better from his role as Hakeem Campbell in Moesha. He played Moesha's charming next-door neighbor who had a thing for her, and he was by far one of the most likable characters on the show. Lamont was also from Milwaukee and was into the street life, which shined on screen and made him relatable. But those who knew Lamont knew he'd been on the grind for a minute. Even Sisters in Style magazine named him one of the top 20 black hunks of his generation. He was the first to ever play Tupac in the movie Too Legit, and showed off his range for serious roles when he played Crazy K in Tales from the Hood. But what got Lamont Bentley booked for his role in Moesha was his short stint on South Central. Ralph Farquhar, who created South Central and co-created Moesha, was very impressed with Lamont and didn't think too much about who he wanted for the role of Hakeem. And once Moesha's ratings got up, Lamont's career really took off. Lamont and his family first moved from Milwaukee to LA so that his mother could get auditions while he tagged along. The crazy part is, his mother was expected to be the star of the family since she was already a singer. But whenever Lamont was with her, people gravitated to him just like that. He got a lot of attention wherever he went, and one guy told him to get into acting. He took his advice and got the world laughing with him.
Oh, well, first of all, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so we were
You got somebody up there who might know you. One guy from Milwaukee.
All right.
Okay.
It was like 80, she's a singer, so in 86, she said she wanted to move to California and, broaden her career. So she came out here in California and she started hooking up with a couple of guys that do music and stuff. And I used to make this one guy laugh all the time. His name is Stan. I used to make him laugh all the time. So he said, I gotta get this kid started in something. So he called up Betty Bridges, Ty Bridges' mom.
Yeah.
And her and my mom had some talks and stuff, and I made her laugh too. And then she just signed me, managed me, and I started going to her classes, and then I started working from 87 on down.
Isn't that something?
The producers also loved his comedic timing. So when Moesha was scrapped, Lamont easily transitioned to Parker's and was getting ready to push his career as a rapper. When his career started to take off, Lamont wanted to give back to his hometown, and that's when he started the Lamont Bentley Foundation. Many celebs would do this type of stuff when they are much older, or maybe partner with a foundation and act as the face of this. But Lamont wanted his folks back in Milwaukee to enjoy his success too. He gave back to nonprofit groups and went back to show other young actors that they could do it too. And whenever he was back home, Lamont was always out with his friends, going to parties or throwing some of his own. He even had one incident where he was arrested at an after party for a celebrity basketball game he organized to raise funds for his charity. The police were arguing with one of his friends, and Lamont got upset and said, if they wanted to do anything to his friend, then they better take him too. The police reportedly ended up taking both of them to jail for disorderly conduct. Even back in LA, Lamont was still going to the hood and partying and thought he was liked enough not to have any real trouble come his way. But his whole reality got shaken pretty bad once Merlin Santana got killed. Now, Merlin and Lamont were always in the streets and lived pretty much the same lifestyle. When Merlin was around South Central LA, he was shot in the passenger seat of a car, all because a 15-year-old girl falsely accused him of SAing her. After that, Lamont straightened up and stopped going to all these neighborhoods.
When you hear somebody got shot in LA from New York, it sends a chill in your spine because you automatically relate to that shit because you're from New York. After that day, because I used to go to the hood all the time. Yo, what's up? Yo, you know, we gotta get some soul food. Let's go to M&M's, do all that. When I first got to LA, I'm a hood. I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens, nigga. I don't want to stay in fucking Beverly Hills, nigga. I want to go to the hood. She was good. Nick, after that day, you ain't never seen my black ass in the hood ever again.
Lamont started focusing on his rap career and formed the group Uprise with some friends. He was also getting booked for new gigs and acted in The Wash along with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg in 2001. He also got a role in Spike Lee's drama Sucker Free City and was in another movie called A Day in the Life. But in 2005, everything changed. After leaving the screening of one of his movies, he was heading back home in his Mercedes-Benz when he ran through a stop sign, tore through a chain link fence across the street, and rolled down an embankment. Out of nowhere, he was ejected out of his car forcefully into freeway traffic. Before anyone could figure out what was going on, he was hit by up to 5 cars. By the time he was taken to the hospital, Lamont was already dead from all the injuries. Now, when you hear that a freak accident like this happened, the first thing you think about is whether the driver was on something, because no way this could have happened cold stone sober. But Lamont was really not on anything when this happened. The report showed that there were no substances or alcohol in his system, and it was confirmed that when he attended the screening, he was fine and interacted well with everybody. For years, there have been conspiracy theories that someone from the streets who was jealous of his rising start had something to do with it. Mind you, he was out here helping his people, and some of them were not happy with the amount of money he had. Some say the brakes on his cars were compromised. Even people close to him never believed all of this was just an accident. Brandy, too, always believed that something happened behind the scenes. And now, almost 20 years later, people are still talking about it, and his friends and family want the case reopened because they think the authorities didn't do enough. Brandy believes this could have something to do with Lamont's time in the hood. Lamont reportedly welcomed just about everyone around him and wasn't afraid to get into conflict like that, or on behalf of his friends. And with the way the night took a turn for the worst, it's very possible that he got set up by someone he had beef with. Lamont's case has been closed for years as one of those gone too soon accidents with no full explanation about what went wrong all of a sudden. But whether there was foul play involved or this was just some tragic accident, folks are still showing Lamont a lot of love. Rest in peace, Lamont Bentley. Him and many others should still be here gracing us to this day. The way he passed away doesn't seem to make sense. People don't usually drive that way unless it can't be helped or they fall asleep. There's an uncanny amount of death surrounding the case of Moesha. Let's not forget that Brandy was involved in a car accident that killed a woman. But what do you guys think about this? Sound off in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe. See you later, baddies!